Coming to the middle of your mat, cross your legs, sit straight up, just start to relax. Settle, breathe, and just be in the moment. Starting to take some deep breaths. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears and down your back. Rolling them a few times just to slowly open the shoulders and the neck. Roll your head in very gentle circles a few times. Feeling the opening, the lengthening. Then reverse the direction of rolling your head. Feel the weight as you go from the front to the back, side to side. And again, just rolling your shoulders back a few times, switching the directions. We're just trying to ground ourselves here, bringing ourselves fully to the mat, being present. With your hands in front of your heart, set your intention. Think about what you'd like to dedicate this practice to. Maybe it's yourself, maybe someone else, or maybe it's just about calling some presence. From there, I'd like you to walk your hands in front of you, trying to keep your back as straight as you can. So it's more important here to have a flat back than it is to have a fully rounded back. So only go down as far as you can while having a flat back. And as you breathe, you can go to one side, then the other. We'll start from the left side, putting your left arm underneath your right, and just feeling that stretch in both sides of the body. Really start to breathe into the right side, feeling your body lengthening. From there, moving to the other side, onto your right. Your right hand will top your left, and just feeling the breath all the way down the left side of the body into the hips. This is a very grounding action, and you want to just feel that breath going all the way down to the tailbone and rooting you. Coming back up, unfolding your legs, coming to the center of the mat and laying on your back. We're just going to do some light twisting here to open the hips and the lower back. So moving side to side, slowly, really just opening up. Taking your left knee over your right side, your right leg will be straight. You want to look out over your left arm and just feel this nice twist. So twists are incredibly detoxifying. And they help to just move everything around, and they help to stimulate the organs. So we're going to switch sides. So your right leg will come over your left. Look out over your right shoulder. And really feel the breath going down through the side of the body. This is going to help to cleanse the organs, give you energy. We're going to go into a light bridge. So nothing too strenuous here. But if you can, really start to feel the engagement of the pelvis, of the legs, of the buttocks as you reach the top. Raising up and just breathing as you do this movement, making everything simple. So doing this a few times, whatever feels good to you. Coming down, resting your knees onto your body, wrapping your arms around your knees, and just really lightly swaying side to side. From here, rocking and rolling until you come to a seated position and pulling through all the way to hands and knees. Once you're here, you want to just drop your knees right below your hips and your hands below your shoulders. And on the in-breath, we're going to drop our belly and look up to the sky. So shoulders come down. And then coming into cat pose. So you're going to reverse up where you're looking at your belly and then dropping back down. So linking breath to movement here. So inhaling, exhaling into cat, inhaling into cow, and really dropping the belly Now just start to add some movement, whatever feels good for you. So this can be doing side to side, this can be doing circles, whatever feels good to you in this moment. You can follow me exactly what I'm doing, or you can do anything else. You can maybe raise one hand up, move a leg back, just starting to make your body feel good in this movement. So from there, taking the right hand up to the sky, and we're going to thread it underneath the left, so coming onto the right shoulder. Now I'd like you to keep your hips square to the ground. I like to always push my hips back because they do get out of alignment, and you can bring your hand up next to your face, out in front of you, and just breathing here. If you'd like, you can wrap it around your hip and really try to open the shoulder. So this is an incredible twist posture. It's also quite challenging, so wherever you find yourself, be there, stay there. Next, we're going to come on to the other side, but first, just a really light twist up to the right. Left arm will go up to the sky and thread through underneath the right shoulder. Your right arm, again, can come by your face. It can go out in front of you. Or if you'd like, you can wrap it around your hip again. So wherever you are, just focusing on the breath. And you really want to feel the breath coming all the way down your back, through the sides of your body, and down to your tailbone. So that we're thinking about all parts of our body as intertwined in one. So again, a quick counter stretch. And from here, we're going to lift up into our first downward facing dog. Begin to just lightly pedal out your feet. This is going to help loosen the hamstrings. Bending the left knee, heel comes up, right leg is straight. And then reversing, so right knee bends, left leg is straight. And just doing this movement a few times, starting to loosen up the hips, the hamstrings, even the ankles, and then adding on any movement that feels good, so maybe rotating side to side. And eventually we're going to meet in downward facing dog. Pressing the floor away from you as you lift through your pelvis, and as you lengthen your spine, lift your sit bones up towards the sky. From here, we're going to drop the knees, drop the chest, and pull forward into a low cobra. So you really want to feel the action of pulling your chest forward and a light bend in the back. Pushing back using the knees. This just helps to warm the body up properly. Coming forward into plank, dropping the knees, dropping the chest, elbows by the side, and pulling through into your low cobra. So again, just breathing, gently moving. One more time. Plank, drop the knees, drop the chest, and pull on through. You should be starting to feel a little more open, a little more active, and more energy. But we're just going to rest for a moment. So turn your right cheek down to the mat and just feel your body being grounded in this. Hands by the chest to the other side, and then just rotating to the other side. You can shake out the hips if you'd like. Because this is an early morning or morning yoga flow, I want you to take things slowly, because when we sleep, our body goes into restorative mode, and this is really going to be all about trying to just build up that energy. Once you're in your downward facing dog, you can lift your toes up or your heels up and then place them back down. But eventually you're going to walk forward 1 foot at a time, keeping your legs as straight as possible. This is going to help protect the spine until you get to the front of the mat. And I'd like you just to grab your elbows and hang. Whatever feels good here. You can bounce, you can put your hands on your head, And this is all for you, whatever feels good in your body. I personally like to hold my elbows and I like to sway side to side. That just feels really good on my lower back. It also helps to open the hamstrings. And if you find that you have really tight hamstrings, you can keep your knees bent, or you can drop your hands down to the ground and bend one knee at a time while keeping the other one straight. Using this moment to just relax, to feel the strength building up and doing things at a slower pace. Your day is so busy that why not honor yourself and your body by doing a slow morning yoga routine that gets you energized. Raising your body vertebra by vertebra until you reach the top, and you want your tailbone tucked under, feeling rooted and grounded while still being connected to the sky. Bringing your hands in front of you in prayer position and recalling that intention that you set at the beginning. We're going to raise our hands to the sky and swan dive down to the ground into Uttanasana or forward fold. Coming into Ardha Uttanasana, you can either put your hands on the floor or on your shins, replacing your hands, and your right leg is going to come back behind you, dropping your knee. And in one fluid motion, raising the arms above the head into Anjaneyasana or a deep lunge. So this is a really great pose to stretch the hips, the glute muscles, and the quadriceps. It actually helps to improve balance and concentration. I like to come down and put my leg into a little bit more of a 90-degree angle and tuck my tailbone at this, and then you get that pulling action between the thighs, and this helps to strengthen your thighs a little bit more. And from there, replacing the hands and coming into plank so your feet will meet, and we will go into our first upward facing dog. So shoulders roll down the back and pushing back into Adho Mukha Svanasana or downward facing dog. Right leg reaches towards the sky, keeping your hips and shoulders square to the ground, opening up the right hip and rotating the foot a few times, movement in the ankle. And if it feels good, rotating the right hip a little bit. Bringing the right leg in between your hands, dropping the foot and dropping the left knee to the ground. Arms come up to the sky, feeling the length along your spine, the side of your body, breathing. And again, pushing back to that 90 degree. Feeling your tailbone tucking under. All of this in the opposing action is really going to help build strength and muscle. So breathing, stretching, lengthening. Hands will come down by the foot. And then your left foot will meet the right foot. Coming for a halfway lift, forward fold, and reverse swan diving up to the sky. Hands come to prayer in front of you. We're going to repeat that sequence. So hands to the sky. Forward fold. Left leg comes back, knee drops, and we will come into Anjaneyasana. So arms rise up with you. If you want to go into a little bit of a back bend, that's great. We've warmed up the body. Right leg's going to straighten now. And this is going to be pretty intense on your hamstring. But we're just going to do a few movements here. So again, coming back up. On the exhale, forward fold over the leg. And take it as far as feels good. We want there to be a pleasant challenge. So pain we don't want, but a pleasant challenge we do. So doing this again for a third time. We will come back into our plank posture, holding this chaturanga and upward facing dog. And when you do the chaturangas, you really want your elbows to be in towards your body. Left leg comes up, opening the hip. And again, just doing a little bit of movement here from the hip and the foot. I know it can look a little funny, but it will feel very good when you're doing it. Left leg comes in between your hands, right knee drops. Coming into Anjaneyasana with the arms rising to the sky. So this posture is crescent just with your knee down. It's a great one if you feel a little too challenged in that or if you're a beginner. But in this case, we're still just trying to warm up the body. So we're coming back into Anjaneyasana, arms rising to the sky, and then on the exhale, folding over the leg and really feeling the stretch in the hamstring. Once again for the third time. Hands come down, forward fold over that left leg, and then our right leg is just going to meet our left. Coming up into a halfway lift, forward fold, reverse swan dive up in one smooth motion. Hands come into Samastitihi. Forward fold. All of this should be a nice smooth movement. And from here you can either jump or step back into plank, into chaturanga, an upward facing dog. Whatever you're feeling in the mood for, if you'd like a little bit more of a challenge, then do your jump backs. Taking a few deep breaths here in Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And really try to feel the length in the side body. Breathing. Coming to your toes and looking forward, jumping. You can either step, hop, or jump. Forward fold, and again, reverse swan dive up to the top. Hands into prayer. We're going to do that sequence one more time here. So hands coming down. Jumping back into your plank. And when you jump back, you actually want to land in chaturanga with your arms bent. It's just safer for the joints. And once you're back, coming into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Just breathing here, allowing yourself to feel grounded. Dropping your knees, we're going to come into a child's pose. So child's pose, you can take any point in this sequence that you'd like. It's one of the most important postures because it means that you're listening to your body. I will guide you to do downward facing dogs. I will guide you into chaturangas, but child's pose is something that really only you know when you need it. It's a chance to just rest and rejuvenate, recover. Coming back into your downward facing dog, right leg comes up to the sky, and bring your knee to your nose. Back up to the sky. Knee to your right elbow, hover. Back up to the sky, right leg goes up and crossing over to the left side. Once again, up to the sky. And bringing your right foot in between your hands, we're going to come into crescent pose. So for this, you can either keep your left leg straight or a little bit bent, but you want a 90-degree angle in the front right knee. Replacing the hands next to the right foot goes back to meet left, and from your plank, flowing through a vinyasa, so upward facing dog, and going back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left leg goes up into the sky, knee to nose, back up into the sky, left knee to left tricep, raising up to the sky, left knee to right elbow, once again up to the sky, stretching, and then coming through into your crescent lunge, finding your balance. If you'd like to go into a little back bend here, you can, otherwise just holding, breathing, and really feeling your tailbone tucked under. And then coming down into plank chaturanga, upward facing dog. So you can do these vinyasa flows as often as you like or skip them. Either step hopping or jumping to the front of your mat. You'll come into a halfway lift and then to Uttanasana or forward fold. And from here we're coming into Utkatasana or chair pose. So this one is incredible incredibly good to help strengthen the glute muscles. This is going to tone your back area, your thighs. So taking a breath, we'll come out of that and then drop back down in, lowering your seat, keeping your tailbone tucked. I like to do a little pulses here. This is up to you, but it really helps to firm and tighten. Now bringing your hands together in prayer in front of you, we're going to bring the left arm over to the right knee and start to twist. So you want to keep your butt as low as possible. If you can, go a little lower than I do here. And you have the option of opening your arms. We're going to come out of that, take a quick breath, arms back down to your center. And then coming into Utkatasana or chair pose again with these nice little bounces, just little pulsing up and down. Bringing the right elbow over the left knee and really feeling the stretch going on, making your chest open wide, opening the arms if you'd like, just for a breath here, and then we're going to come out of it. So by now, your legs should be feeling a little bit heavy, a little bit stiff. I know at least mine are. But one more time, coming into chair pose. Start to lower your seat towards the ground. Lower, lower, lower until you hit the floor. And we're coming into boat pose, which is great for your hip flexors and your abdomen. You can either keep your hands on the floor or up by your legs, legs straight or bent at a 90-degree angle. And on the exhale, lowering, inhale, coming up. Exhale, lower, inhale, coming up. Exhale, lower, inhale, coming up. Exhale, down, inhale, up. Exhale, down, inhale, up. Hold it. And release. We're going to come into bridge pose, so making sure your feet are near your buttocks, towards your hands, and raising your hips up towards the sky. You want to walk your shoulders underneath your back and then clasp your hands. So holding this is a really great posture to help strengthen your back and buttocks, and it helps to increase the circulation of your blood. So coming down after ideally 5 breaths. And we're going to then windshield wiper the legs side to side. This is just a really nice counterbalance. Now you have the option of doing that again, or if you'd like to come into full wheel pose, please do so. Holding wheel pose for 5 breaths or your second bridge pose. And with wheel pose, you want your chest to be open and look out in front of you, trying to push all of your energy towards your chest. And then coming down, head, upper back, lower back. We're going to counterbalance that with a windshield wiper of the legs. So just dropping both knees down to the sides, right to left side here. And this is going to help to open the hips and alleviate any stiffness that might have just happened. Bringing the feet together, knees wide open, just rocking side to side. And from there, putting the right hand on your belly, left hand on your heart, starting to allow the breath to calm down. Backbends always cause a surge of energy, so we take that in with our day, but we want to also ground ourselves after that. So breathing deep into the hand, letting your belly rise, and feeling the breath continue up into the chest and exhaling out. So inhaling 1, 2, 3, exhaling 1, 2, 3. Going into a twist onto the right side, bringing both of your knees over to the right, looking out over your left shoulder. You can use your right hand to help guide your knees over for a deeper twist. And then swapping over to the other side, so legs come over to the left, looking out over the right. Taking a deep breath into the side body, really feeling the breath going all the way down. And you made it. It is final resting pose or shavasana. So hands open wide, shoulders easily roll down the back, getting yourself settled for this brief moment to just rest and relax before you have to go on with your day. Taking a few deep breaths here, and any sort of thought that comes into your mind, let it go like the clouds. Don't get attached to any one thing. This is your moment to just rest and be with yourself. And then rolling to your right side. You can take a few deep breaths here before you do so. But taking a moment to pause on that right side and allowing everything you just did to incorporate into your body and your mind. So we like to take the practice of what we do on the mat into the rest of our day. Crossing your legs into an easy sitting pose. Taking a deep breath here. Bringing your hands then into your chest. And I thank you for joining me today.